Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, wherever you are, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're tuning in now, give us a few minutes. Let's set up properly, please, and other people can join us for this live program today. All right. So, you guys give me a minute, please. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, my people. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll allow a few people to join the program and then we'll kick off. All right. So, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about a few topics. Well, let other people join in. When they join in, you guys can hear for yourselves what is actually going on in the Gambia, in Senegal, in APRC, at the UK branch of the APRC. So it is my responsibility, which I took upon myself, to educate people without deception, without lies, without the ulterior motive being me benefiting from whatever the situation is. My intention with everything I do is about the general public, the greater good, the benefit for the many, not for myself. Anything I do in public services or in politics is for many people out there. It's not about myself. I come last in any of these situations. All right. So I don't want people to really waste their time thinking that if they say certain things or they can intimidate me or intimidate other people or force other people to be silent. I've opposed governments here. When the coalition government was there, when things were really tough for my people on the ground, I stood up and I was counted. And things got tough again in 2021, fighting against the incumbent. I stood up and I was counted. So now, when you have little fishes around the corners trying to think that shouting and screaming and calling names and lying and conniving and basically being unnecessarily belligerent, but the evil side of belligerence, because there's nothing wrong with people losing their rag now and again. There's nothing wrong with people disagreeing now and again. What we have problems with, people who make up stories, people who lie incessantly, people who hate for no good reason, people who basically spend their lives uh, going into people's private lives that they have no right getting into, and people thinking that if they disagree with somebody or if they don't like something, nobody should like it, nobody should agree with it, or if they suddenly change their minds or their personal opinion about something, people must follow where they want to go and what they want. We should leave everything that's true and straight and transparent and follow their personal interest that just suddenly changed. That's not going to happen. It never happens with Lam and Tamba. Never, 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 never. I can live alone. I can suffer on my own. Never am I going to follow somebody's agenda when I know it's toxic, when I know there's no truth to it, when I know it's not straight, when I know it's not for the general good. That doesn't happen in my life. But I'll let a few people join in first, and then we can start this program. Yeah, I'll let a few people join in, and I can start recording um, on my WhatsApp as well to send it to the forum so that people can hear exactly what I'm saying in no uncertain terms. All right. So this is what's going on right now. I'll give it. What time is it now? 6:47. I'll give it 3 more minutes. At 6:50 we kick off, and I intend to spend nothing longer than an hour on this program. All right. So hello guys, thank you for tuning in. Share the video, like the video, share it everywhere. Get people to come and join and hear the absolute truth about what's happening inside APRC, what's happening inside Gambia, what's happening between Gambia and Senegal. You will get the truth today, as you always get the truth from me, and nothing but the absolute truth. So I'll start talking about the topics in a minute. Let's allow people to join in. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to start the program. In about 2 minutes, we'll kick off. Okay, 1 more minute. So I'll set my phone on airplane mode so that nobody can call me. And I'll put the other phone on another platform so that the people there can also hear me. Okay, let's go live. Let's go live. Good afternoon. So we're going to start this program today. The three topics I'm going to be talking about are Gambia's current situation with the energy crisis that we're facing. And I'm going to talk about the APRC UK branch Congress. Sorry, I need to put this on aeroplane mode and record Totally forgot. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lamin Tamba, and today is 13th of September 2024, and it's Friday, the 13th of September 2024. The time now is 18:51 uh, UK time, maybe 15:51 Greenwich, 17:51 Greenwich Mean Time, Gambian time. All right. Okay, so I'm on YouTube live today, and I'm also on TikTok live at the same time simultaneously. And what I want to do is basically discuss the events that are happening in the Gambia right now, events that are happening between the Gambia and Senegal. And there's a lot that is happening between the Gambia and Senegal that needs to be discussed. All right. So I would like us basically to uh, understand that a country, all right, a country like the Gambia cannot have its main important sectors relying on another nation. All right. So I'm live on TikTok and live on YouTube today simultaneously because I've got a lot of information to share with the general Gambian population. As I said before, my participation in politics is about education. Education is the most important thing in my deliberations in public discourse all day long, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime. I have absolutely no interest in benefiting from uh, participations in public discourse personally. I have no interest in knocking people's heads against each other cynically. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in lying. I am not motivated by anything, not greed, not finances, not material, not position. All right. So therefore, when I come onto a public platform doing my politics, my interest is to get the general public to understand that politics is about making wise decisions, making informed decisions, ensuring that the people you put in public office, one, have got empathy for whatever situation you find yourselves in. And the public services are essentially meant for people who cannot provide services for themselves. All right. Public services are not meant for wealthy people. They're not meant for poor people to become wealthy overnight. They're not meant for personal aggrandizement. They're not meant for people to serve themselves and their nuclear families or to serve themselves and their friends. That's not what public service is about. And politics is the pretext to public service. All right. So if you want to go to public service in certain positions, executive positions, certainly to become a president. If you want to go to the National Assembly, certainly you need the public to back you, to give you their confidence, their vote to put you in public office. That's what politics is all about. People vote for you. People have confidence in you because they believe that when they put you in public office, you're going to deliver needs, services, wants, aspirations that they were looking for. But the past politicians or the uh, predecessors who were in that office couldn't deliver, or the current occupiers of that office aren't delivering, that's when you get change of government, change of members of parliament, change of representation at every level. If you're not delivering what people want, people are within their rights to remove you and replace you with somebody they believe can make meaningful change. That's public service. But politics is the route to public office in some ways, in many ways. Top executive office, politics is the uh, pathway to becoming a president. Politics is the pathway sometimes to become a minister because you have to show your loyalty and support to the candidate, either that's the incumbent or the opposition, with the hope that when they go to power, when they go to the to public office, when they assume power, you will be able to achieve some responsibility. Maybe you'll be a minister, maybe you'll be a director, maybe you'll be a permanent secretary, any other capacity where you can join hands, join your knowledge, join your ability to be able to bring about meaningful change in the lives of people who rely solely or mostly on public services. Even wealthy people sometimes rely on public services because wealthy people cannot pave their own roads, they cannot build their own power stations sometimes, they cannot build their own hospitals sometimes. So sometimes they depend on the government to be able to provide essential services for the general population. So in the Gambia right now, what's going on is we were once a happy nation, smiling coast of Africa. Every Gambian you saw had a broad smile on their face, had an optimistic look, had a happy feel, a good vibe about them. Globally, that's domestically and internationally, we were known as a happy set of people. But that happiness suddenly evaporated in the last few years, and all it took was a simple change of government. Suddenly, the government starts nosediving, and with it, the nation, and with it, the people. People have lost it completely on the ground level in the Gambia right now. All right, that's what's going on. People have lost it totally. And I'll get to that topic in a minute. So now, what's happened to the Gambia? Why did we lose most of our most important sectors that make us a sovereign nation? Why did we lose it? It's because when Adama Barrow came to power, his assumption to power was based on a condition that when they installed him, he was going to serve the foreign powers, foreign agents, instead of serving the needs of Gambian people. Because the way he assumed power was dramatic, was unconstitutional, was fraudulent. We can say that because they refused the case to go to the Supreme Court. So anybody can say the election was rigged in 2016. We can also say the election was rigged in 2021 because, again, the Supreme Court of the Gambia refused to sit down and hear the merits of the case when it came to the election rigging in 2016 and in 2021. So therefore, in the Gambia, we were totally deprived of our opportunity to create case law for details of election petitions to be heard before the general public, domestically, internationally. We lost that opportunity twice, in 2016 and in 2021. And if we're not careful, there'll be a repeat in 2026, where the incumbent clearly didn't win the election or the opposition clearly didn't win the election in 2016. But because the Supreme Court refused to sit on these matters on two separate occasions in the Gambia, when people petitioned, and there were ample pieces of evidence to demonstrate that the election of 2016 was rigged by the NPP government. All right. Adam Barrow and his people rigged it because the videos are there showing them clearly buying votes, enticing voters. They violated the election decree 1996 in many sections. But the Supreme Court of the Gambia thought they weren't going to hear the case. Their excuse was three of the uh, election petition submission methods were not fulfilled. Two were fulfilled, the other one wasn't, according to the Supreme Court of the Gambia. In my view, all three submission procedures for election petitions were fulfilled 100%. But the Supreme Court of the Gambia had another idea. Well, look at it this way. 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, the reason the Supreme Court gave for throwing out the election petition of December 2021, the High Court of the Gambia decided to oppose the reasons that the Supreme Court of the Gambia gave when it came to the election petition. At the High Court of the Gambia, in the case between the Gambia Police Force and Isafati, or Isafati and the Gambia Police Force, the High Court said even though the submission criteria was not fulfilled by the Gambia Police, all right, even though the submission criteria was not fulfilled by the Gambia Police, because of the public interest in the case between the Gambia Police Force and Isafati, they would allow the case to proceed to trial. So that case against Isafati should have been thrown out if we took the precedent set by the Gambia Supreme Court. It should have been thrown out. But no, the High Court went ahead and heard the case. Now you tell me, in the conversation, in the discussion of election petitions or public service, public interest, don't you think an election petition has got more weight than just trying to prosecute a girl like Aisha Fati for allegations of misappropriation of funds belonging to an individual? There were not even funds belonging to the public. They were funds belonging to an individual. It's true. The government still needs to prosecute people who misappropriate funds belonging to individuals. But when we're talking about public interest, an election petition where the president clearly rigged the election results and the conduct of the election, and we have audios and videos where the incumbent, Adam Barrow and his NPP, went to people, buying them stuff, giving them gifts, giving them wads of cash, giving them gifts and videoing it and sharing it on social media, which is a violation of many sections of our election decree 1996. Don't you think a petition challenging a rigged election is more of a public interest than taking a case against an individual? But the Supreme Court of the Gambia said the submission criteria was not met. 2 points of it were met. The third point wasn't met. Now, in the United Kingdom, many Commonwealth jurisdictions, if you appoint a lawyer and you say to the courts, that's my legal representative, that's my lawyer representing me on the case. When the court or the other party serves documents on the your lawyer, is deemed good service. It's your lawyer's responsibility to give you copies or even originals of those summons or services to you, to give you copies. But your lawyer is your legal representative. He can handle all your correspondences. You can serve in petitions and notices and summonses and every single thing is deemed good service. But the Supreme Court of the Gambia had other ideas. But anyway, now, because of that, there was push and pull in the Republic of the Gambia. And Adama Barrow was pushed on Gambian people by Senegal and France by using the West African military force called ECOMOG. They said to President Jammeh, the former president of the Gambia, if you don't leave office, even though his election petition was at the Supreme Court waiting for a trial, they said to him, if you don't leave, we're going to wage war on Gambian people. We're going to wage war on your government. We're going to blow Gambia to pieces and potentially kill many people who are today shouting and screaming in politics, insulting people, caricaturing people, making up stories, the ignoramuses who dominate the airwaves of Gambian politics, mainly because somebody gives them free WhatsApp credit, free internet, free megabytes, and all they do is when they wake up every morning as opposition figures, instead of focusing on the government, holding the government accountable, talking to people about your manifesto, talking to people about your constitution, your membership, your mission, your vision. No, they don't do that. Some of these people fail their exams. When they did Islamic studies, they're not good at it. When they did Western education, they're not good at it. They can't run a simple unit. They know nothing. They're flunked. They have absolutely nothing to do except every day somebody gives them mobile credit, or they wake up in the morning, they want to look at who's got 4 wives. They want to look at who didn't eat jollof rice today. They want to look at who didn't eat domoda tomorrow. They want to look at who didn't eat bahal the next day. What kind of opposition conduct is that, where you just constantly fabricating stories, constantly lying against people, constantly digging up people's private lives and trying to bring in, and most of it, 90%, 95% based on conjecture, confabulation, fibs, lies, yelping, shrieking, squealing every single day on WhatsApp audio. That's the conduct of Gambia's opposition figures today as we speak. They don't talk about substance. They have absolutely nothing to contribute. These people, right, they haven't gone anywhere education-wise. They haven't gone anywhere travel-wise. They haven't gone anywhere education-wise. Some of them that shout a lot on WhatsApp audio, living in the diaspora, are on benefits. They're sponges. Nothing wrong with being on benefits. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But you have to be in a situation where the fail-safe system that comes in to assist people, to help people out when you fall on rough times. The benefit system is not anybody to live on it constantly because you're worthless. Every single morning you get up, instead of going and looking for a job, instead of developing yourself skill-wise, it doesn't matter what kind of education you have. Education can come in many forms. It can come in many different forms. You can go to Dara and get educated. But some of these people, when they come up on WhatsApp audio, on the discuss WhatsApp chat groups, in other platforms, all they do is lie. They don't even know God. They don't believe in God. Because if you believe in God, you know God, you not lie against people. You'll not make up stories against people. You'll not insult people on a regular basis. You will not hate people for hate's sake. It will not happen. Some of these people, sometimes when I come out and talk, they seem to think they know Islam better than me, or they know Christianity better than me. Or before they bring in their WhatsApp audio, they start reciting the big Islamic ayahs, the Quranic ayahs. I was like, okay, I don't do that. All right. I separate religion from politics. And I did Islamic studies in high school, and I go an a 1, no joke. Some of these people, I sit with them in Dara, I beat them every day. I sit with them in Western education, I beat them every day. I sit on them professionally on a job, I beat them every day. We fought together here in 2017 to prevent a civil war in the Gambia. I stood up and I was counted. I stood up, I fought for my people, all Gambian people. Oh, that time they were not calling me, oh, Lamin Tamba, look at the fool Lamin Tamba on WhatsApp audio. Because their personal interests changed, they expect Lamin Tamba to change. I don't change based on people's interest. I don't befriend people on lies. Gambia has sunk, my brother. I'll come to it in a minute. I'm just setting the foundation for today's conversation. And today's conversation is going to be about the relationship between the Gambia and Senegal, why we are in a blackout, why Gambia's independence and sovereignty was sold since 2018. I'll come to that in a minute. I'm just setting the foundation so that people can understand. I tell these people, if they sit us in an Islamic class again, either to memorize the Quran or to read any ayahs or to interpret them or to recite them, I'll beat them hands down. They don't know God better than me. That's why I don't lie against people. That's why I don't engage in personal attacks. That's why I don't wake up every morning hating, thinking who I'm going to go and grass the next day. I don't get involved in that sort of behavior. All these people do when they wake up every morning, they engage on antisocial behavior. They're shouting, they're screaming, they're talking rubbish all the time. The opposition in the Gambia is not talking about a shortage of passports in the Gambia, a shortage of ID cards in the Gambia, a shortage of biometric documents in the Gambia, a shortage of driving licenses in the Gambia, a shortage of fish supply in the Gambia, a shortage of cashew trade in the Gambia. They're not talking about a shortage of security in the country or the lack of security in the country. They're not talking about that. All the Gambian opposition, because of ignorance, right? These people don't know anything. They can't run anything successfully. Some of these people have got absolutely no motive other than waking up every morning. Oh, that person is dirty, or that person has got 4 wives, or that person has got cannot build a house for themselves, or that person cannot buy good shoes for them. They're poor. That's why they're in politics, so that the government can help them move from that poverty index. That's what public services is all about. But when they installed Adama Barrow by force in January 2017 and swore him on Senegalese soil, I wrote a long post on the 26th of January 2017, and I said, the swearing of Adama Barrow on Senegalese soil and the conduct of his stay in Senegalese soil is going to cost Gambia immensely along the way. That's what I said. I said his stay in Senegal, the cost that they're putting to host him in Senegal, to make him flee from the Gambia, and then escort him to the Gambia, install him, Gambia is going to pay a steep price for what they've done to Adama Barrow. I said that in 2017. The post is there. I've reshared it a couple of times so that people can know that I'm not God. I can't see tomorrow. In fact, I can't see what's going to happen the next minute. I could collapse in my chair the next second. But with public administration, with research methods, research skills, with experience, with knowledge, you can take your knowledge of yesterday, put together your knowledge of yesterday with what's happening today, and it'll give you a projection what is likely going to happen tomorrow. Nobody sees what's going to happen tomorrow, definitely. Nobody knows. You can't see tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You can be fit and healthy and run 10 kilometers. You can lift 300 kg if you want. On your way home, you could drop and die. Simple. Nobody sees tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. I don't know tomorrow. But I can take the experience of yesterday, add it to what's happening currently, and I can give you a good picture of what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after, 5 years, 10 years later. That's what you call vision. But if you're ignorant, and again, I'll repeat, when I say ignorant, it doesn't mean people who didn't go to Western education. No. Some of these people said they went to Dara, they know the Quran, they know the Bible. You don't even hear Gambian Christians engaging in putrid behavior of that nature. It's only people who call themselves, identify themselves as Muslims, who are engaged in that deplorable set of behavior, antisocial behavior on WhatsApp every single day. Who do these people think they are? Do they think they're going to intimidate people? Do they think because they change their personal interest, we should change with it? We're not going to change with it. I'm not going to engage these people because our levels of understanding is different. All right. When I say people are not educated, I'm not saying people who read ABC 1, 2, 3, Western education. Education comes in different forms. There's a plumber who can educate you, but a plumber cannot tell you how public administration works unless they've worked there before. They might have theoretical knowledge of it, but a lot of what we study at university in class doesn't really apply in the same format, same manner on the job. You cannot go around every single time you wake up in the morning. You have absolutely no other outcome. You're not seeking to achieve any outcome. Your day as an opposition figure is that person couldn't feed his family. Yes, he's poor. That's why we're fighting to lift people out of poverty. They didn't put poverty on themselves. It just happened. And they're trying. That's why they're engaging in politics. That's why they're still supporting President Jammeh. That's why they're still supporting Hussein Odab. That's why they're still supporting Halifa Saleh, because they can see hope in these people that they support. You wake up every single day as an opposition figure. Every single day you get Gambian opposition figure. Oh, this person is poor. Or that person cannot eat today. Or that person is slim. Or that person went into the house with a girlfriend. What sort of opposition are we providing to the government of the day? What sort of government scrutiny is that type of opposition? The most ignorant people in Gambian politics are the loudest people. And for some reason, people listen to them. And it's like, hang on, this person has got a proven track record of lying consistently. This person has got a proven track record of being dumb, blind, deaf. But you're listening to them because they recorded an audio and put it in WhatsApp group. You know what's causing it? A lot of unemployment, a lack of skills, loss of hope, loss of morals, loss of culture, loss of religion. They're doing nothing other than sitting down and engaging in the ungodly every single day. How are we going to lift our country out of where we are now? So Adam Barrow gets installed by force, military force in 2017. President Jammeh decided, okay, I'm not going to allow civil war to be waged on my Gambian country. I'm going to leave peacefully and allow Gambia to continue. But you Gambian people, if I let you down, you'll see it. If you let me down, you'll also see it, President Jammeh said when he was departing. He's not going to allow war to descend on Gambian soil because he's seen the worst part of war in West Africa. West Africa had the bloodiest civil wars in recent history. So he left. Adam Barrow came to power. What happened first? Do you know where Gambia started losing its sovereignty? I'm going to talk about Adam Barrow today and Senegal. And then I'll come to the APRC UK branch Congress scheduled for the 28th of September 2024 in Birmingham, United Kingdom. That's the APRC's diaspora branch. Is going to have Congress in Birmingham on the 28th of September 2024. That's the third APRC Congress in the UK since I joined the APRC in 2017. The third Congress in the United Kingdom. But somehow, this third Congress is causing people heartache. They're dying. They're bleeding. They're shaking. They're vibrating. They're palpitating. They're absolutely wetting themselves based on nothing but hate, grudge, evil behavior that I've never seen. But you know what I'm grateful for? I am absolutely grateful for the fact that I decided to join Gambian politics at some point in my past life. All right? Stuff I know about Gambia and Gambians today I wouldn't have known if I didn't engage in politics briefly. These people don't have anything. They don't have no love. They don't know love. They don't know God, because they wake up every single day and they say, oh, they got into Lamin Tamba's head. They know what Lamin Tamba's thinking of. Oh, he has an agenda to steal the APRC away. Oh, he has an agenda to go and steal groundnuts tomorrow. Oh, he has an agenda to go to somebody's corn farm or maize farm and steal something. How do you know that's what I want to do? You're not in my head. I never spoke to anybody about these things. These people, some of them don't even know me. They just saw me on a platform one time, or maybe at a rally one time, or at a meeting sometime, and suddenly they are in my head. They think for me. They know what I'm going to do next. They know what I'm going to say. Or I shouldn't straighten up. I shouldn't tell people the truth, because they want to lie and they want people to believe the lie and people to follow those lies. It's not going to happen. As long as I'm alive, I'm healthy, right? And I've got time, I will straighten up the bendy people. All those shady characters, I'll light them up. That's what I joined Gambian politics for. I didn't join that to look for position or to be an executive member of a political party. I didn't join Gambian politics in order to get money or material. No, I'm actually losing money and material by being an activist for people who needed it. We all stood up in 2017 and prevented a civil war on our Gambian soil. That's what we did. We all got up and prevented it. We avoided a civil war. Now, they installed Adama Barrow. What happened? The first thing they did was, the first thing Senegal did after they installed Adama Barrow, they forced him on us, is to take away our security. And if a nation wants to lose its sovereignty, the one thing you should be devoid of first, the first thing you're going to lose is your security. If you can't defend yourself, you cannot defend your territory. You can't defend your life in many circumstances. That's the first thing Senegal did. The first thing, they said, oh, West African military force, but it was predominantly Senegal. In fact, Senegal brought in an extra contingent of 1,500 soldiers to the Gambia, who weren't part of the official West African military force. They said, oh, we take away your security. We take away all your big guns in the Gambia armed forces. We'll confiscate them. Or we took away the guns, the big guns of Gambia armed forces, and we burnt them. We destroyed them. Where? Where is the evidence that the Senegalese army actually took Gambia army's biggest guns, most lethal weaponry, and burnt them? How don't we know? How do we know that Senegal hasn't taken our weapons and gave them to their own military? How do we know Senegal didn't take our weapons and sell them to the rebels in Guinea-Bissau or Casamance? How do we know that Senegal didn't take the weapons in the Gambia and gave them to the so-called jihadists in Mali that were working in conjunction with the French army and the American army? Where did the jihadists in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger get their weapons from? Could those be the weapons that Senegal took from the Gambia with the help of the French? Because the French president at the time is the one that took Adama Barrow from Gambia and told him to flee to Mali. From Mali, he went back to Senegal to base until President Jammeh left. They took all the Gambia army weapons, armed forces weapons. And they said, oh, we're going to burn them. We're going to go to a ranch and destroy them. Has anybody seen evidence of those weapons being destroyed that the Senegal took from Gambia armed forces? If you want to lose your country, you want to lose your life, you want to lose your territory, they will make you lose your security first. If you can't defend yourself, how are you going to fight if somebody comes in and takes your territory? Has been happening. Repeated attempts by Senegal via Dasilame, Kombo Dasilame, and Sierra, repeated attempts by Senegal to encroach on Gambian territory, to tell people that parts of the Gambia belongs to Senegal. They took away our security, the foundation of a sovereign nation, the security of our territory. That's the first thing they took from us. And what did they do next? They imposed tariffs on Gambian goods leaving the Gambia to go to Senegal. Economic war started. They installed bodyguards on Adama Barrow. The bodyguards of Adama Barrow are not Gambians, they're Senegalese. So that they'll know Adama Barrow's every single move and every single thought and every single turn he makes in the state house of the Gambia, the Senegalese government knew. That's what they did. They installed bodyguards for Adama Barrow so that every single thing that's happening in the Gambia, every single thing that Adama Barrow does, the Senegalese government will know. They imposed an economic blockade. Lots of problems started happening in the Gambia. Prices of commodities started hiking up. What did they do? They took the fishing licenses from the government of Adama Barrow, and Senegal started issuing Gambian fishing licenses for Gambia's territorial waters to France, to China, to the EU for derisory sums. Pitiful sums that EU was paying. 556 euros the EU was paying for a 6-year fishing contract where the EU will be making about 50 million euros, 100 million euros, who knows? Because we cannot even police our territorial waters. But we're taking 556,000 euros for the value of fish that will rise up to about 50 million, 100 million euros. That's what the government of Adam Barrow done to Gambian people. They sold us. They left us hanging. They left us dry. They left us hungry. They left us sick to a point where surgical gloves in hospital, the government of Adam Barrow cannot afford it. Batteries for ambulances, they cannot afford it. They bought some banging, clanging, dead ambulances, COVID ambulances, 12 of them. All those ambulances dead. They couldn't fulfill their contract with Riders for Health. And the Riders for Health threatened several times that they're going to end the government contract. These are the people who are helping you provide ambulances to your sick population. And the government of Adama Barrow couldn't pay their contract. But the same government of Adama Barrow, the health minister, said he lost about $148 million right before him. And Adama Barrow didn't do anything about it. $148 million went missing from one minister. That's about $3-4 million. A minister saying, I've lost that. Maybe $5 million. He said, oh, I lost it. It just disappeared from my hands. The minister is still serving today, but I know where that money went. That money wasn't lost. The money wasn't lost. That money went to the election campaign of Adam Barrow of 2021 and several other NPP runners. That's why Adam Barrow didn't sack this guy. The same minister killed 73, his department killed 73 of our children. We think it's hundreds. They gave us 73 dead children from their poisonous medicine that they ordered for our Gambian children. The minister still serving. In fact, Adam Barrow said the minister and his doctors were doing a good job soon after they killed that many children. So Senegal installed him. They took away our security. They took away our fishery. Senegal also banned Gambia from re-exporting cashew trade. An activity that gives Gambian government 30 million euros a year, the re-export of cashew from the Gambia. We were making 30 million euros a year from re-exporting cashew. Cashew from Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Casamance, which is the southern part of Senegal. So we lost our security. We lost our territory. Our president is guarded by Senegalese. And they tell Macky Sall and the Senegalese government every single thing that he's doing in the Gambia. They took away our cashew trade. Senegal also took our Dubai port, which President Jammeh brought to the Gambia, just waiting for implementation of our Dubai port. $1.something billion Dubai port, deep sea port, to make Gambia competitive, an industry leader, a vibrant leader in West Africa. Our port was always better than Senegalese ports and Guinea-Bissau ports and Guinea. And Mali still get their resources from the Gambia because Mali is landlocked. And sometimes Mauritania. Now, Senegal stopped us from having that. They said to the government of Arbor, do not sign up to the Dubai port. As soon as the government ended the transaction of the Dubai port, Senegal went and snatched it straight from the Gambia government. And Senegal is now building a Dubai port right next to the Gambian border to take away what's left of our seaport. Now the goods, container goods, would rather go to Senegalese ports now disembark there and jump on long vehicles, lorries, and transport the goods into the Gambia. Something that Senegal will not allow us to do. They banned it. We cannot have merchandise leaving the Gambia on lorries and trucks to go to Gambia to sell. But merchandise can come to the Senegalese port and it will be transported to the Gambia. What did Senegal also do? They told the government of Adama Barrow to remove the tariffs that were on agricultural goods that were already being produced in the Gambia. Those agricultural goods, when President Jammeh was there, were good enough for the farmers to pay for their kids' school fees, buy their uniforms, sustain themselves, build their houses, send their Europes to good schools in the Gambia. The tariffs were on onions, Irish potato, Irish potato, and some other commodities that were readily produced in the Gambia. You couldn't import them from other countries because the tariff was there to encourage Gambian people to farm. But when they farm, the tariffs were there to also make sure their farming products are meaningful when they sell them in the market. Senegal told Adama Barrow to remove that embargo so that they can have their own traders to bring onions to the Gambia, Irish potato to the Gambia, cooking oil to the Gambia, several other things that had heavy tariff before that discouraged people from buying outside and encouraged people to go and buy from Gambian farmers. They took that away from the Gambia. So they took our security. They took our fisheries. They took our territory. They took our cashew trade. They took our agricultural produce. On top of that, they said to Adama Barrow, go and seize all the tractors that President Jammeh gave to Gambian farmers to mechanize agriculture, to make agriculture commercial, so that what we produce in the Gambia is enough to supply our markets to keep the market prices down. That's what President Jammeh did it for. He mechanized agriculture. He put tariffs in place to protect our produce, to support our farmers, to make themselves sustaining. Senegal said, no, go and seize them. Where did the tractors go? About 700, 800 tractors, mechanized farming that Adama Barrow seized. They went to Senegal. We heard the farmers in CRR crying that the tractors they had were taken away from the government of Adama Barrow. And then they had to go and hire these tractors from Senegalese owners to come back to CRR to help them produce, to farm. No, the Gambian opposition is not talking about that. All these people are doing because of stark ignorance. They are absolutely disgustingly bereft of knowledge, no experience, nothing. These people come every day on WhatsApp. Lamin Tamba's left leg is bigger than the right leg. Lamin Tamba's head is short. Lamin Tamba's eyes are blue. That's the caliber of opposition. And the people they're trying to force to become party leaders are as ignorant as darkness. What for? What's the motivation? What is wrong with you guys? You're poor, you're unemployed, you're sick. There's no medicine in our hospitals in the Gambia. But the people like us that are trying to empower the party, make it stronger, make it a fit fighting machine ready for government in 2026. You're fighting, you're putting obstacles in our way because what? One negative event happened in the past. So therefore, the party must stop operating because one negative event happened in the past. It's not going to happen. Let me continue on the Senegalese installation of Macky Sall. Senegalese installation of Adama Barrow and how they took Gambia's most vibrant sectors from us. All right? So we spoke about security, Adama Barrow's bodyguards. We spoke about fisheries. We spoke about cashew trade. We spoke about agricultural tariff. We spoke about mechanized farming. All of those totally collapsed. All of those totally collapsed to the ground by Senegal putting that yoke of modern slavery on the shoulders of Adama Barrow. He has nowhere to turn. He had to bow down. He has to bow down. He has to provide what Senegal wants at the expense of the Gambian population. Next, Senegal said to him, oh, you know what? You don't have to build new electricity power plants, even though Kuwaiti consortium came to the Gambia. A Kuwaiti consortium came to the Gambia in 2018 and said they were going to build a brand new power station in the Combos, and they were going to build another transmission station, brand new one in CRR or LRR Mansakongo end. A very good deal for the Gambian people. We own the plant. The Kuwaiti consortium will run it for a certain period. But when their lease agreement ends, the plants will become Gambian. Or even if they continue running them, the plants are on Gambian soil. They're going nowhere. They will create employment for our electricians, NAWEC employees, the youth, the graduates will be working for the Kuwaiti consortium on Gambian soil. What did Senegal say to Adam Barrow? No! Don't accept that. Do not. We can supply you electricity at a cheaper price from Senegal. And because of the bribery and the corruption and the yoke of slavery and colonialism that Senegal placed on Adam Barrow's shoulders, they said, oh, the Kuwaiti consortium, all right, well, we don't need you anywhere. We don't want to go ahead. Just the same way they did with the Dubai port. They told Adam Barrow, oh, you don't need Dubai port. It's absolutely no use. Gambia doesn't need it. Gambia's port is good. Next thing, Adam Barrow's government ends negotiations with Dubai port, which was brought to the Gambia by President Jammeh. As soon as they ended the negotiations formally, Senegal snatched the same thing they told the government of Adam Barrow, that it wasn't good. They took the Dubai port. They're building it next to Gambia, right next to Gambia. So Senegal has got two ports on the Atlantic coast, one in Dakar, one next to Gambia. They're basically undermining the Banjul port. Next thing they did was, they told Adam Barrow's government, we'll give you electricity from Senegal. You don't need Dubai port. Just get car power from Turkey, one boat with some electricity engines on it. Get that from Turkey. We'll give you some electricity from Senegal. Initially, the electricity was supposed to be in the North Bank region and Sierra, Central River region. Central River region, North. That's where the electricity was supposed to go to. And then Senegal thought, oh my God, this deal is good. You know what these people were doing, the NAWEC people? They were paying Senegal $3.5 million is more. But that money inverts itself. It boomerangs to the same people at NAWEC. So Senegal is supplying us 10 kilowatts worth of electricity, but we're paying them the value of 13.5 kilowatts. And I think they calculated every kilowatt for 1 million. But it turned out we were actually paying Senegal more. And we weren't paying them in dollars, we were paying them in US dollars. That extra 3.5 million was coming back to the same crooks who told us that the Kuwaiti consortium was not good enough. Let's go with Senelec. For their reward, there was that kickback of $3.5 million every month coming back. Now we owe Senegal about 10 billion or something like that. We haven't been able to pay Senelec's electricity. When Senegal coughs or sneezes, we not only sneeze, we get sick, as it happened since yesterday to today. I warned about this in 2018. I spoke about the Senelec deal in 2018. Everybody thought I was a hater. They called me enemy of progress. They called me butthurt. They thought because President Jammeh left, I was not happy. My benefits were cut. I benefited zero from President Jammeh's regime. Zero. I got nothing. No position, no money, no material. The same thing I'm doing now. I'm not in there for material or money or position or anything. In fact, I'm losing money and material every single day I get my participation in activism. Oh, but you're going to go and tell people, oh, Lamin Tamba is a fool. Oh, Lamin Tamba is anti-APRC. Oh, Lamin Tamba has got aspirations of becoming flag bearer. Or Lamin Tamba is not even genuine APRC. Or Lamin Tamba actually picked up a gun in the past to go and attack President Jam. Oh my God, really? And see, the thing is, these people don't actually know me. I started, as I say to people, I started activism very early. People don't believe this. I started activism as early as age 8. True story. At age 11, I was called to a village meeting for undermining the administration of the village. Because I didn't like the activities that were taking place with the older village association. I complained about it, nothing happened. So I formed my own association so that we can make our own money. We can get our own material. I was called to a village meeting. This is no joke. Go and ask my age mates from Arankon. Go and ask them. See, guys, all right, let me tell you one thing. Shouting and screaming. In fact, when people start saying, Lamin Tamba, Lamin Tamba, Lamin Tamba, it just feels like, oh, yeah, okay, they're talking about me. That must be something I've done right for them to be talking about me. That must be something that inspires them for them to be talking about me. You cannot, it's not possible. Absolutely not possible to intimidate me. Never happens. You cannot dissuade me for fighting for people for the right reasons. And I want nothing out of it. But you can make up conjectures. Oh, he wants to fly to the planet Mars. He wants to go to Mars. Oh, he wants to eat people up. Oh, he wants to go and do that. Or he wants to make money. Or he wants position. Really? These people don't even know me. They don't talk to me like one-on-one. I don't announce what I'm going to do next step on social media. My social media is about activism, football, film world, things like that. Guys, I look after millions and millions of people, right? I get challenged every day intellectually, every single day. Like I said to you before, all these ungodly people that wake up every single day doing exactly what their own Islam told them not to do, hate, lie, connive, bicker, on incessant belligerence. What Islam told them not to do. That's what they're doing. Look at the beautiful behavior of Gambian Christians. You don't see them engaging in this kind of disgusting, despicable behavior. It's the people who identify themselves as Muslims all the time, all the time, all the time. It absolutely beggars belief. I just don't understand it. But this is what you get. This is the quality of opposition we have in the Gambia, where the most ignoramuses are totally dominant in the airwaves, shouting and screaming, lying, bickering. That's what dominates. That's why we're not going to go anywhere. And if we are not careful, in 26, Adama Barrow is going to rig the election again, and he'll get away with it because the opposition is divided. Who do you people think you are? You can intimidate people. You can't intimidate me. You can't move me back. No, you guys don't have the ability. If you know the people I look after, and the departments I look after, and the job I do, you will know that you're not going to intimidate me. There's no ability. You take me on the Quran, I beat you. You take me on the Bible, I beat you. You take me on Western education, I beat you. You take me on Gambian culture, I beat you. Because this is why I don't go around offending people. I don't go around insulting people. But one thing with me, right? Even if you are 95 years old and you lie, I'll tell you that you lied. If you scammed people, I'll tell you scammed people. But that's different from me going around, you scam people, look at your big head. You scam people, look at your rotten trousers. You scam people, listen to your smelly feet. No, I don't go to that level. I'll tell people that what XYZ are saying or doing is not true. It's not accurate. It's false. It's deception. It's lies. And I'll stop there. I don't go into that person's wives. I don't go into that person's children. Today, I know a lot about the wife of Adama Barrow, what she's doing, the first lady, economically, financially, what she's doing in the Gambia, which she couldn't have done unless she's the first lady and meeting people who are basically doing their shady deals behind the scenes. But because she's not a public official, she's not a politician, she's not a member of parliament, I don't discuss her at all. That's the level of politics I get engaged in. I don't want to go around one-to-one engaging with people who flunked their exams. In Gambian politics, some people who never sat in class are wiser, smarter, cleverer than some of these people who went to primary school and flunked it. Grade 9 flunked it, grade 12 flunked it. They didn't go anywhere. I take them Quranic school. They don't know God. They're lying every single day. Now, they're disturbed that the APRC UK branch is going to have its third Congress. And we invited Chairman Yaya Tamba, the chairman of the National Executive Committee of APRC in the Gambia. He's in the UK right now and he's going to attend the APRC UK branch Congress on the 28th of September 2024 in Birmingham. He's the interim party leader, standing in for President Jammeh. President Jammeh made it clear numerous times that the only party leader he has is Honorable Yaya Tamba, that the only Council of Elders chairperson he has is Alhaji Bakara Modafa. He made it clear many times. So if you don't want to obey you, listen to what President Jammeh said. That's your problem. You're denying what President Jammeh said. You're fighting against what President Jammeh said. You're disobeying what President Jammeh said. You're not fighting against me. I'm telling you what President Jammeh said. He recorded in about 3, 4, 5 different audio. He called them to meetings few times. You're pushing some very ignorant people and thinking those people should go and divide the APRC party. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to follow somebody because their personal interests changed. Their friends are now bitter. Their friends are now gone somewhere else. I don't do that. I'm not going to do that at all. I follow things because I believe in something. And I resonate. Whatever they're doing, their manifesto, their past record, their vision, their mission resonates with me. That's why I follow them. I believe in something. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not going to do it because my friend has suddenly changed. Oh, my friend was married yesterday. Suddenly he doesn't like his wife, wants to go and marry another wife, neglects the first wife. And you think, because of that, I'm going to start disrespecting the first wife. I'm not going to do that. That's my friend's business, not mine. Your personal interest change. Go where you want to go. If you want to go and join NPP, so be it. If you want to go and join UDP, so be it. Politics is a matter of choice. Freedom of association. If you want to go to UDP or NPP, go and join Fabakary Tombong Jatta if you want. Because I hear them saying, oh, Fabakary Tombong Jatta's executive is better than Yaya Tamba's. Maybe it's true. But if that's the case, don't follow Yaya Tamba. Go and join Fabakary Tombong Jatta. Simple. If I'm not happy with Yaya Tamba, I'll go and join DOI. Or I'll go and join Mama Kandeh GDC. Or I'll form my own party. As we speak now, I can register 3 parties on the trot in the Gambia. 3. I can write my own constitution. It will just take me a couple of weeks, few weeks. I wrote a 110-page policy document in 3-4 months. And it's been passed 2 months ago. I wrote another 41-page policy document. And it's been passed 3-4 months ago. I wrote 7 other documents in the last 11 months. Policy documents. For a civil service, the world's most advanced civil service, or probably the oldest civil service. My department is now a benchmark. It's an example, exemplary to other people who are coming, 10 councils, seeking assistance from us because of the standards I set. You guys don't know anything. I was born and bred in Gambia, so you don't have better knowledge of me in Gambia. Oh, they're saying, oh, be careful of these educated people. They're going to mislead you. You know why? Because they know when Lamin Tamba comes and speaks, everybody knows I'm telling the truth. Period. You can take my food away. You can take my house away. You can take my clothes away if you want to. That's not going to make me give up the truth and follow the path of lies, conniving, the evil ways. I don't go down that way. I don't wake up. In fact, I don't go to bed hating one person. I don't wake up in the morning thinking, who am I going to destroy today by tarnishing their image? Who am I going to lie against? Who am I going to insult today? Who am I going to shout and scream today? When I wake up, I have an agenda for the day. I have a plan for the day well in advance. My day will be focused on achieving outcomes. Nothing but outcomes that will meaningfully impact on the people's lives positively. That's what I do. I don't go to bed thinking, oh, I don't like that person. Then wake up in the morning. How can I defame that person? That's the way of the devil, the evil way. You said you know Islam, you know the Quran, you know the Bible, you know the Torah, but you're engaging on evil activities every single day. We're going to give Adama Barrow an open goal. He's going to win the 2026 election clean because the opposition in Gambia is not united. And when we're trying to straighten our party, oh, because one negative event happened in the past, we must stop. APRC must not fundraise. How are we going to run an election without funds? APRC must not have a retreat. How are we going to organize ourselves if we do not have a retreat? APRC cannot have ID cards to generate funds for the party. How are we going to raise funds for the party? You tell me, if you don't want us to have ID cards, you don't want us to fundraise, then give us 20 million. Go and bring 20 million that you don't have. These people can barely eat sometimes. That's why you give them a penny, they'll worship you like crazy, some of them. Not everybody. Not everybody. But the few who are always on WhatsApp or other platform shouting and screaming, defaming people, lying against people, conniving, bickering, reading what's on your mind and telling people that's actually what's going on because they can see your mind. The opposition is divided. Opposition parties are having infighting in them instead of focusing on the government, holding the government accountable, exposing the dirt that Adam Barrow's government is sprinkling on Gambian citizens every single day. So therefore, Senegal came. They took our security. They gave Adam Barrow their bodyguards. They took away our territory. They took away our fishing licenses. They took away our port. They took away our cashew retrade. They took away our agricultural embargo. They took away our mechanized agriculture. They took away our Dubai port. All right? And then they went ahead again and said, we'll give you electricity. But when Senegal doesn't want us to have electricity, we'll be in total blackouts. I said this before. Let's have our own power plants. So that way, we will not be subject to blackmail from external forces. I said this in 2018. I repeatedly said in 2018. I did many Facebook Lives in 2018. Again, some of these people who are now yapping on WhatsApp group saying Lamin Tamba is a fool, Lamin Tamba is lying, Lamin Tamba is that, knowing fully well, they know deep down that I'm telling the truth. These are the same people who came and hid under my cover in 2017 when I started going live and going to TV interviews as soon as President Jammeh left. These people were hiding under their beds. I took the hit. I covered them. I took the bullets for them. I ensured every plot that was there in 2017 that was going to bring strife, that was going to bring civil unrest in the Gambia. I exposed it before they implemented, and the government took a step back. Today, those people are the ones saying, oh, Lamin Tamba is not genuine APRC. He was UDP. Look, if I was UDP, they see, again, this is one thing about me, right? I don't sit on the fence. I don't have one leg here, one leg the other place. I cut it clean, transparent. I'm either APRC, yeah, or I am UDP. I don't do half and half. I don't talk two places at the same time. But because they don't like Lamin Tamba, their agendas changed. They want to go into NPP alliance against President Jammeh. Lamin Tamba is bad. He's not a genuine UDP. He wanted flag bearer. He didn't get that. That's why he's angry and didn't want to go to NPP. Oh, so the other thousands, hundreds of thousands who refused to go to NPP coalition, those people also wanted to be flag bearers. Those people are also not APRs, genuine APRs. They're UDP because they refused to go into the NPP alliance in 2021. You see the logic of these people. You see their logic? So the thousands of people who refused to go to NPP in 2021 from APRC, those people wanted flag bearer position, or those people were UDP. They were not genuine APRC. Really? Oh, so now, because we're having UK branch Congress and we invite our chairman in the Gambia to our Congress in the UK, suddenly Lamin Tamba is a fool. He doesn't, is lying. What? This is the third APRC Congress. Ousseynou Dabo just went to Spain branch of the UDP, to attend their Congress and fundraise. Mama Kande did a tour of Europe. His branch is in Europe a few years ago. Halifa Saleh of Doi is just about to go to Europe, AGM, Doi AGM in the diaspora. Oh, so Yaya Tamba cannot go. In the Gambia, when parties are having their congresses, they invite each other. So UDP will invite APRC delegates and GDC delegates and DOI delegates. NPP will invite UDP delegates, APRC delegates. PPP will do the same. GDC will do the same. APRC will do the same. So if UDP or DOI or GDC or other people want to come and listen to us in Birmingham on the 28th of September 2028, APR's UK Branch Congress, they are more than welcome. Come to Birmingham and listen to APR's vision, our mission, our manifesto, our agenda as to how we can collaborate and remove the government of Adama Barrow that's sinking the Gambia. And Gambia is indeed sinking. Literally, the country is sinking. We saw that Brikama Health Center submerged in water. Many places the same. These things never used to happen. And Gambia didn't have a storm. We didn't have freak weather. This is regular rainfall that's suddenly been blocked from its natural water runoff. But these opposition figures will not talk about that. They're not talking about why is the government of Adama Barrow not providing proper drainage when they're constructing their false roads. 300 million OIC money blown to pieces into the rubbish bin by the government of Adama Barrow. The opposition is not talking about it because they have no knowledge, they have no experience, they have no clue how to run a single, the tiniest government unit. These people have no clue how to run it. All their politics is talking about Lamin Tamba, talking about somebody else, my private life, somebody's private life. Yeah? Sorry, TikTok is asking me to put this together or else it'll end my life. Hang on. Okay, verification complete. I can continue. So I'm doing this live TikTok and YouTube simultaneously. So forgive me. After some time, TikTok asks you to verify if he's still on. And then you have to put the characters together to show that you're still on. All right. So the opposition is divided. You see what Senegal has done to us? But the funny part now, all right, this is the funny part. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many things that we lost out to because of Senegal. Macky Sall and his cronies. Macky Sall forcefully installed Adam Barrow on us. He forcefully installed Omar Sissoho Embalo in Guinea-Bissau. Now Macky Sall is fallen. Sissoho Embalo of Guinea-Bissau is afraid to contest next year in his elections. So he came out and said, you know what? My wife said I shouldn't contest next year. I should just quit public office. It's a bit like when Lamin Tamba says, I'm not going to give you some of my maize, corn. I'm not going to give it to you. Oh, Lamin Tamba, can I have some of your corn? No, I'm not going to give you my corn. And then suddenly you turn around and say, oh, I hate corn anyway. My wife said I shouldn't even eat corn. It's not good for me. I'm allergic to corn. If I eat it, it causes me all sorts of stomach problems. That's what the Guinea-Bissau president, Mbalo, was forced on Guinea-Bissau people unconstitutionally because the Supreme Court of Guinea-Bissau ruled in 2020 that the election was not conducted properly and they had to redo it. Macky Sall forced Mbalo, took him to a hotel, invited some guests in, swore him forcefully as the president of Guinea-Bissau. But because Macky Sall has France on his back, Senegal and France were hungry for Guinea-Bissau's oil, gas, and cashew trade. And the French wanted a bite like they're taking Gambian fish right now. They forced Mbalo so that they can put their hands on the resources in Guinea-Bissau and Gambia. So now that Macky Sall is disgracefully fallen, he's been kicked out of office by Pastef, and Macky Sall himself is afraid to come back to Senegal. Even his son's wedding, according to Senegalese sources, he was afraid to come and attend his son's wedding. That's how much dirt Macky Sall left behind in Senegal. And he, unlike President Jammeh, Macky Sall didn't have an international force waiting for him in Senegal. Macky Sall didn't go through a commission yet in Senegal. Macky Sall didn't have anybody threatening his head. But the coward was afraid to come back to Senegal to attend his son's wedding, apparently. Isn't that a travesty to public administration in our sub-region, Senegambia? If I have to talk about many things that Senegal took away from Gambia, you guys will cry. Absolutely cry. That's why the Dalasi has doubled it in terms of depreciation since 2017. Doubled. Depreciated at the fastest rate ever since independence because our foreign exchange was decimated. The cashew trade was giving us 30 million euros a year. Fish export was giving us millions of euros a year. Tourism was giving us millions a year. What we have left now, the only thing we got left is remittances created by the diaspora, Gambian diaspora, that the government of Adama Barrow is not respecting. He said, we, the people in the diaspora, are useless. Bakutom Fenyol. Because the Bakutom Fenyol is so short, it can't clean anything, it can't chase anything away. So we're useless. But we are the biggest source of foreign exchange for the Gambian economy now. If the diaspora says, we're going to put an embargo on Gambia for 1 week, none of us is going to send money home. For 1 week, there will be famine in the Gambia. No joke. There will be famine in the Gambia. The opposition is divided. Anytime we start talking about opposition unity, you get some NPP people and haters joining us. Oh, you people are idiots. You want UDP and APRC to work together. Don't you guys know about the history between APRC and UDP? How long are you going to continue like that? How long are we going to continue thinking our past will determine our future? Why can't you go back to your huts and caves where we came from? I was born in a hut in the countryside. I don't want to go back to the hut. If you think your history is more important than where you're heading, go back to your history. Go back to your caves. Go back to your huts. Go back to your countryside. Oh, UDP, you guys are stupid. How can you deal with President Jammeh, who you accuse of doing X, Y, Z? APS, you're stupid. How can you deal with UDP that were fighting President Jammeh 24/7 for 22 years, 20 years? We're going to continue like that? Well, open goal for Barrow. It's up to you guys. As I said before, my family might get the hit, but my family may not suffer as much as the average family in the Gambia. God willing, that's not going to happen. So you guys continue. Okay, fine. We're not going to make an opposition alliance. So tell me, how are we going to bring people to join the APRC? Give me a good strategy going forward. I listen to people. I discuss with people. I'm a very good listener. Give me your ideas. Give me ideas as to where we're going to raise 50 million for the next election in 2026. Give me your idea as to how we're going to get 700,000 voters in 2026 if we didn't bring other opposition parties together, if we didn't take supporters from other opposition parties. How are we going to do it? Oh, you don't want APRC to fundraise in Gambia. You don't want APRC to fundraise in the UK. You don't want APRC to sell ID cards to make money. You don't want APRC to have fundraising events to make money. Tell me where you're going to get 50 million from. I'll listen. I'll be more than happy not to fundraise, not to produce ID cards, not to do anything. Just give me the 50 million and we're cool. Oh, hell yeah. I'm cool. Bring the 50 million. Bring the 700,000 voters. We just seen the Gambian census. Population is going up to 2.4 million. Maybe the voting population will be about 1 point something million. So therefore, to win convincingly, you have to have 600,000 votes in the Gambia. Show me how APS is going to get 600,000 votes then. Fine. I'll give you the floor. It's yours. You don't want an opposition alliance. Bring the 600,000 voters. Get me the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. Bring it. I can relax. I don't have to fundraise. I don't have to run around contributing my money and energy and resources to fundraise when you can just give me a 20 million. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, ignorance is a disease. Hate is hell. Grudge is disgusting. But sadly, in Gambian politics, the ignorant people make the most noise. Now, there's a rift between the government of Adama Barrow and the government of Bassirou Diomaye Faye in Senegal. Bassirou Diomaye Faye came to Senegal, to Gambia. In a press conference, he walked out of the press conference with Adama Barrow. Whatever he heard or he was told, he wasn't pleased at all. Bassirou Diomaye Faye went to China, shook everybody's hand and passed Adama Barrow in front of the cameras. Because the government of Adama Barrow was siding in Macky Sall, and Macky Sall was torturing Pastef and the opposition in Senegal, brutally killing them. Tried to assassinate the current Prime Minister of Senegal, Ousmane Sonko. Jailed Bassirou Diomaye Faye. jail anyone else that's too, and the government of Adam Barrow was mute, did nothing apart from side with Macky Sall. In fact, PASTEF wanted to have their Congress or meeting in the Gambia, and the government of Adam Barrow refused it. They banned it. All because of Macky Sall. Then Macky Sall got disgracefully kicked out of office, expunged from Senegal. His puppet in Guinea-Bissau, Omar Sissoco Embalo, knows he's not going to win the election next year, because the last National Assembly election last year, the opposition in Guinea-Bissau won about 75 to 79% of the votes. They took about 76 76 seats out of 100. Omar Sissoco Embalo only got 24 seats. So he knows Peg in Guinea-Bissau is going to win the election next year, hands down, clean. And he knows if he contests next year and loses the election like he lost in 2019, 2020, he cannot have Macky Sall on his side to forcefully install him in office again. If he tries something stupid, Guinea-Bissau people will finish him. Mbalo knows it. So therefore he said, oh, my wife said he shouldn't contest. It's just the analogy I gave you. That because I didn't give you part of my corn, you suddenly said, your wife said, you shouldn't actually eat corn, because if you eat it, it causes your stomach all sorts of problems. All right. So my wife said I should quit eating corn because if I eat it, just because Lamin Tamba said you're not going to have it. Yeah. So this is the problem we have. Okay. Sorry. Somebody's trying to co-host with me, but I'm going to finish in the next 5 minutes. Because I've been here longer than an hour. I said I was going to spend just an hour, and I've gone way over an hour. I've got some other things to do. So next time I come, I'll allow people to join me. People can co-host with me. I love listening to people. All right. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening in the APRC No Alliance movement. Incidentally, or funnily, it's a movement that we set up, and I was at the forefront of it. Again, fighting for the APRC, fighting for President Jammeh, fighting for the Gambia, because we didn't want the Adama Barrow government to continue past 2021. The same people who were in my ranks fighting to ensure Adama Barrow is gone, today they're saying, oh, I have an agenda. I'm not genuine APRC. I must be UDP. If I was UDP, I'll be proud of it. You better believe it. In fact, if I was UDP, when UDP was in government between 2017 and 2019, they would have exposed me a long time ago. But I know all these things because when I became a manager years ago, or a principal officer rather than a manager years ago, I was trained in human psychology, management tools. When people start making false allegations, they've lost the argument. When they start shouting, they've lost the argument. When they start lying, they've lost the argument. So you don't have to be worried about it. You just have to be cool and dandy. Sit tight, stay strong, pump your chest up, straighten your backbone. Don't move anywhere. Don't engage in petty squabbles. Stay away from it. Let the bickering continue. You stay out and watch. When they come back with another game, you're ready with your substance to hit them down, smash them right down the ground. You're not going to intimidate Lamin Tamba. You're not going to stop me telling people the truth. President Jammeh said APRC has one executive. Yaya Tamba, chairman of the National Executive Committee and interim party leader. Bakara Modamfa, chairman of the Council of Elders. That's the executive he has. If anybody else is famous, as President Jammeh said, you're famous, go and form your party. If I'm not happy with President Jammeh, as you guys are doing, because President Jammeh said, these are my executive members, follow them. Forgive everything that happened in the past. Unite the party. Let's follow Yaya Tamba and Bakara Modafa and his executive. Let's unite and become one. Let's forgive each other and become one. They're still refusing. If I was in that position where I don't believe in President Jammeh anymore, I'm not going to follow what President Jammeh said anymore. I will just leave and go and form my party. And believe it or not, brothers and sisters, I can register 3 political parties right now as we talk, as I do this program. 3 in the Gambia. No problems. Somebody says, I want to be a flag bearer. I can go and register my own party. I'll be my own secretary. I'll be my own flag bearer. I'll be my own treasury, my own money, my own materials. No problems. Oh, but you guys, oh, for the love of God, listen, change your attitude. The disgusting attitude that you guys are displaying in WhatsApp Fora and other platforms is not right. You guys need to stop it. You're not going to intimidate anyone. No lies are going to prosper before me. No chance. Forget it. Nothing intimidates me. I sit on higher, bigger, more powerful, more intellectual platforms than some of you that yapping and yelping and shrieking and absolutely faffing. All the kerfuffle that's taking place in the WhatsApp fora is absolutely nothing but hot air as vacuumous as they come. I don't even listen. I put people in brackets in Gambian politics. In APRC, I put people in brackets. When I see an audio from XYZ, I don't listen to it. Dustbin straight away. Thrash. I don't listen because I know the attitude of some of them. Yes, I know the attitude. You see, the problem is because they don't hear me reciting big Quranic verses when I'm doing politics, they think I don't know anything about Islam. Or they think I'm a pagan. Or they make up all sorts of stuff. Because for them, religion is about a show, have a big beard like Osama bin Laden, drape up your head. Before you do your WhatsApp audio, you go, Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, they recite. The next minute, after reciting Quranic verses, they're lying. They're insulting somebody. They're conniving mysteriously, cynically. They're lying profusely. What's the point? What religion are you following? What God do you believe in? What's your culture? I don't do that as separate matters. I put everything in context. When I'm talking about Senegalese conspiracies with the Gambia, I talk about Senegalese conspiracies with the Gambia. I don't talk about Manka Mankunda. You never heard me mention the corruption of Adam Barrow, where he built mansions in Manka Mankunda, a police station, a mosque, and every single thing. And now he wants to build a hospital at State House after knocking down the mosque at State House. Adam Barrow's State House is 10 meters away from Gambia's main referral hospital. The hospital that cannot have oxygen, they cannot have electricity, they cannot have water, they cannot have blood bags, they cannot have surgical gloves, they cannot have medicine, the most simple of analgesics, painkillers, they don't have. But Adam Barrow wants to build a hospital at State House, sources are saying. You're not talking about that as opposition members, scrutinizing the government, holding them accountable, proposing your ideas when you go into government, explaining your manifesto. Some of these people don't even know the APRC constitution. They don't know the membership of APRC. I challenged one of them in the group the other day. I said, what are the membership rules of APRC? Because he was lying against me and lying against somebody else. And I challenged the other person and said, what does the APRC constitution say about discipline? Insulting people, lying against people, conniving against people, fighting people who are trying to empower the party, undermining the party. What does the APRC constitution say about it? They don't know. All they know is every single day they wake up, who am I going to defame next? Who am I going to lie against next? I'm here, I'm poor, I'm sick, I'm destitute. But my motivation today is to talk about somebody else who's poor. Somebody else who doesn't have anything. Somebody else who, for one reason or the other, is not wealthy. Somebody else who, one reason or the other, might be earning a lot, but they're sharing their wealth with people. Is that the politics that we want to perpetrate? If that the politics that we want to permeate to our younger generation? Is that the politics that we want our children to grow up knowing? Is that the politics that we should allow to continue to pervade the airwaves of our Gambian public discourse? Those sort of platitudes you want to persist. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been here too long. I'll tell you for a fact, if Barrow is not careful, his exit from power is going to be swift. He will not even know how it happened. I'll tell you this now. Pay attention to this. And I'm also saying one thing to Fabakary Tombonjat. Today is the 13th of September, 2024. I am appealing to you, Fabakary Tombonjata, before the 15th of October, 2024. Please, Uncle Fabakary Tombonjata, make plans to meet with APRC executive in the Gambia. Yaya Tamba's executive, speak to President Jammeh, and bring the party together. Return the APRC to President Jammeh and the members. Before the 15th of October, I'm pleading. When he gets this audio, make sure he gets to Fabakary Tombong. Say to him, your fellow APRC member, your former foot soldier who made you become Serekunda is MP, even though I was not interested in politics that time, says he's pleading to you. Lamin Tamba says pleading to you that it's about time you took the APRC party back to President Jammeh and the members. The negotiations have to start now. Go directly to Yaya Tamba and his executive and speak to President Jammeh and return the APRC. Let's recite the Al-Fatiha together, forgive each other, forget about the past, empower the APRC again, make us a fit fighting machine under President Jammeh going into 2026. Before the 15th of October, 2024, FTA, Uncle Fabakary Tombong. My appeal today, meet Yaya Tamba and his executive, speak to President Jammeh, return the party to President Jammeh, get all the members to come back together, we go to Congress together and decide the future of the party. Do that as quickly as possible, as swiftly as possible. And my last note today is to pray for one of our comrades, the former mayor of KMC and the former national mobilizer of the APRC party, Honorable Yankuba Koli. I'm praying for his eternal bliss. May the Almighty God reward him for all the great work he did on this earth. May his transition from this earth to the next world, life hereafter, be easier, smoother, rewarding, and may his soul rest in Jannatul Firdausi. I pray for him and his family. It's a difficult time for his family. He's the breadwinner of the family. I'm praying for them to find some comfort, and hopefully the future of the family would be a lot better than the great loss that they suffered this week on the news of the passing of Honorable Yankuba Koli. He was an instrumental member of the APRC party, which I support. I had a few banters with him, had a few push and pulls with him, but he was always cordial, always cordial. He was the former mayor of Gambia's most commercial, industrial municipal council. Gambia's most what do you call it? Gambia's probably busiest, wealthiest local government in the Gambia. He was the mayor of KMC. Of course, West Coast is the biggest, and West Coast will probably catch up in the long run and beat all the other regions. But Yankuba Koli did what he could for APRC, he did what he could for Gambia, and for his services, may he be rewarded abundantly. So let's all pray for the former general mobilizer, or mobilizer general, they call it. The right time is national mobilizer in our constitution. It says national mobilizer of APRC, which was his role before 2021. So please, I'm begging for your forgiveness. All of us, let's forgive Yankuba Koli. Let's pray for him, pray for his family, assist his family as much as we can. And let's push forward. My last appeal, as I said before, Honorable Fabakary Tombong, before the 15th of October 2024, make it a point of duty to discuss the future of APRC with Honorable Yaya Tamba's executive. Go directly to Yaya Tamba. You can get to speak to President Jammeh. We beg for forgiveness. We talk, we communicate, we put APRC back in one piece. Before the 15th of October 2024, I'm appealing one last time. And I remind you, between now and the 15th of October, at every single opportunity, I'm going to do that. All right? Remind Honorable Fabakary Tombong every single time I go live or release an audio that before the 15th of October, let him do everything he can to link up, meet with Yaya Tamba, have a word with President Jammeh, discuss with him, forgive each other, let's pray together, bring the APRC together, and go forward as a party and pursue the removal of Adama Barrow from government. Maybe you cannot do that now because Fabakary Tombong is Speaker of the National Assembly. Maybe that's his motivation, but we can do that. We can take that fight on now. The fight of removing Adama Barrow, we can do it. It doesn't have to get involved. Continue being the Speaker of the National Assembly. Hand us back the party. We become one under President Jammeh's umbrella. We go into 26 as a fit fighting machine. The big green APRC juggernaut needs to start cranking its machinery again. We need to start ramping it up. We need to start revving freely. We need to start absolutely moving with full steam towards 2026. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you're all welcome to the APRC UK Branch Congress on the 28th of September 2024. It'll be held in Birmingham. More details will come out. I appreciate you all the time you dedicated to come and listen to me. What you'll get from me is substance, truth, and nothing to do with interpersonal fight. I don't engage people on that level anymore. I've raised the bar. You want to talk about interpersonal stuff, personal stuff, stuff that doesn't bring any value to our politics, our discourse, our opposition challenge of the government. I have no time for you. All right? Absolutely no time for you. I've got so many things to do. I don't have to engage people who've got absolutely no brains. On that note, thank you very much for tuning in today. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Have a good evening.